We're here. I'm finally here. We don't know where T.O. is, but he got the Sopranos shirt on Sunday night, 9:20, as just when the show was supposed to start, as everyone's aware. How you doing, brother?
What's going on?
Welcome to Sunday Shenanigans. I'm sure everyone here is going to be so patient and not let me hear about running late. Had a rough time getting an Uber, holiday weekend. Couldn't get the Uber out of my buddy's party. So I'm here. My Uber driver was quite interesting. How we doing, man?
Wait, first of all, tell me about that Uber driver. I'd like to hear that story.
He's from Jackson, and he was quite interesting. He reminded me of somebody. I couldn't quite place my finger on it, but he reminded me of someone. What's going on, everyone? How we doing? I'm sure everyone is. I hope everyone's enjoying their weekend. I'm going to shoot through everyone's names real quick. David, Mr. Bonesy, Jets Superfan, Boomtown, Mess, Dark Soldier, Harlan, Ricky. Who else we got?
Johnny is drunk. Scott Foster's in the house.
Scott's here. There's another name, Mr. Foster. Tia, a lot of shit talk about me. I'm sorry. Johnny Boy's here. Todd's here. What's going on? How's everyone doing? I'm in my North Carolina blue. Best color on earth. Tar Heel blue, baby.
Let's go.
So I gotta use the bathroom. I'm gonna play a video. I did not get it from producer JR yet. Hopefully that happens this week. So I'm going to use the facility briefly, and then we're gonna get back. We're gonna get into it. We got Boy Green coming on around 10 o'clock. Boy Green, who has another Boy Green joining the family. So
congratulations.
Sit back, relax, try not to pass out if you're Johnny, and enjoy the show. We got a lot of fun planned for you tonight, and I think you guys are going to enjoy it. We'll see you in a minute.
And now, welcome to Pride and Chaos.
Welcome to the darkest year of our adventure. Oh, yeah!
And now, give it up for Jeremy and Nick.
Now you scared me.
And as usual, Nick is wrong.
Why are you the way that you are? God, I can't stand you.
Let's go to eat a damn snack.
Whoa, that was cool.
Let's go. While Nick is using the facility, I just wanted to wish everybody a happy Memorial Day weekend. Hopefully everybody is doing great this weekend, being safe. Additionally, I wanted to give a quick moment of silence for the veterans who are with us, to thank them for their service, and for the brothers and sisters and soldiers who did not, who risked their lives and sacrificed their lives for our freedoms, and give a moment of silence for them as well. So just a few minutes here. All right, so perfect timing. Just gave a quick moment of silence for our fallen brothers and sisters who.
Amen. Ultimate sacrifice.
Exactly.
Yeah, I had to take the cargo shorts off with the belt and just put some basketball shorts on. I'm trying to rush. I had to dump out the dehumidifier, get the dehumidifier running again.
Get comfortable.
I'm sorry.
Did you need a
Sorry.
Snuggie? Did you get the Snuggie?
No. Air conditioning. All right, I'm flustered. I don't like running late. I hate it. It's like one of my biggest like pet peeves in life. My father's probably cursing me from heaven right now. You're late, you schmuck. I thought I raised you better than that. So, all right, here we go. What's going on, everybody? So tonight's show, we're gonna save the list for later, and we're gonna save that for when Boy Green is here. He put together a concept for the list. So we're gonna start it off. We're gonna switch it up on you, and we are going to. I'm gonna crack into this 50th birthday cookie. That
Oh wow! Look at that.
I don't get many sweets, so I am patiently waiting for this. I'm not even patient. I didn't want to open up a cookie in the guy's car, so I'm gonna crack that. What do you got tonight? What do you want to do for the list? For the word association. I'm sorry.
First of all, are you going to share some of that cookie with me? I mean, like, come on, dude is hungry over here, and oh, wrong way. There we go. Nice. So, since we're switching this up, the word association for today is going to contain coaches of the teams that we will be playing. Oh, that looks like bliss, doesn't it? Your mouth is having a party, and everyone is invited. You're muted, my friend. So we're going to do a little word association with the coaches that we are going to play in this upcoming season. And I'm just going to throw random ones out there, but you should be familiar with some and some not so familiar. So the first word that comes to your mind, and go ahead and let me know what you think. Give me some context to it. People in the chat can play along. Again, this is usually the second portion of the show. We're doing it first. Let's start with the first one. You got that cookie all in you?
I'm ready. That's better than, oh man, I miss cookies. Forget coffee, man. I need a cookie. Now, I might be sleeping by 10 o'clock when the sugar crashes, but right now, I'm ready to rock. What do you got for me?
All right, so let's start with the first name on my list is going to be none other than Kyle Shanahan.
Elite. Elite's the first word that comes to the mind. That's like the dream, to have a coach who can run an offense like that, and any quarterback can go in and look like an all-pro type. That's the goal for the Jets, right?
Yeah, I mean,
I still have the 0 left. Wise ass. I think that when I think of Kyle Shanahan, I think that whoever's running that system, whether it's Mr. Irrelevant, whether it's Jimmy G, the team wins games. They know how to win. He knows how to coach. He knows how to scheme his guys open. He knows how to get his guys the ball in space. Granted, he has elite players, but they also know how to find, trade for, and draft elite players. Not everyone just becomes an elite player. There's an art to it. There's an art of knowing who fits your scheme. There's an art to knowing what players you want to have with you and playing for you. And I think, I think that elite comes to mind when I think of Kyle Shanahan as a coach. I'm always impressed by watching him coach offense.
Now, let me play a little devil's advocate. Do you think that he's elite even though he has not won a Super Bowl? And, in past instances as a offensive coordinator, thinking going back to, the Atlanta Falcons and even the Washington Redskins, does that still make him an elite coach?
Yeah. Yeah, you got to the Super Bowl and you're up by that. I mean, you're still an elite coach. You may have not finalized the goal, but you're still an elite coach when you are your team's considered a contender year in and year out.
Okay.
He's
All
an
right.
elite coach. He's, I think, by far the best coach who's never won a Super Bowl. So I think you can be an elite without. You're going to be elite in the league right now. He's not elite all time, but right now, I think about 30 teams would trade for him right now. The only one that wouldn't would
Okay.
be the Chiefs with Andy Reid. I think everyone else would trade for Shanahan if Shanahan was available. Every single team would call and make an offer.
And that's that's a name to bring up. A good name is someone like Andy Reid, who for the longest time with the Philadelphia Eagles didn't win the big one, was criticized for being that elite coach who did not win until he got to Kansas City and, in fact, got Patrick Mahomes and finally won one later in his career. Do you see that same trajectory or that same trend happening with Kyle Shanahan?
That's the perfect. I mean, he was in the conversation every year with Philly. He was known as the lead offensive mind. He just didn't get over the hump. And I don't think if the Jets got a call today and say, "Hey, we're interested in trading Kyle Shanahan," we do it in a heartbeat. Every team in the league would do it except for Kansas City. So you can't tell me he's not elite when he's the second best coach in football right now. So
That's a good point. Good point.
Andy Reid, he's got the wins. He's got playoff appearances year after year. He's got a high-scoring offense. He's got a good defense. It takes a lot to win a Super Bowl. And if Patrick Mahomes isn't going through one of the greatest quarterback runs in history, Andy Reid's Shanahan's probably got two.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue that point. I would argue that Cookie is probably seeing his last day right there, but I wouldn't argue that point. That Cookie's elite, most definitely. All right, we ready for the next one?
Wait, we got a question. Belichick or Shanahan? Shanahan, hands down. Belichick hasn't done shit without Brady. He's a losing quarterback. Shanahan keeps winning games, changing quarterbacks.
I don't know if it's as easy as that. Bill Belichick, has a lot of winning and history behind him, even before the Super Bowls. I mean, you're talking about, a great defensive
But that was his coordinator, though, VR. He had a losing record as a head coach before Brady took over.
This is true, but I mean, I think it's the team that fits the scheme that you want is the basis of who you're going to take in that question. Belichick or Shanahan. Do you want a defensive team, with a running game and kind of like the old style, ball control offense? Then you might want to opt for Bill Belichick. Now, if you want the offensive mind, the offensive guru, this, what you're talking about, elite offensive mind of his generation, then Shanahan is the person that you want. And that's trending to what the NFL is right now anyway. So that's a great question. Right.
But I see somebody, maybe it was wrong. Didn't Belichick's defenses basically win those giant Super Bowls? Yeah, but it was 86 and 91. The game is a lot different now. I'll take Shanahan in this game, who's shown he can win in this game, who's been to two different Super Bowls with two different quarterbacks. I would take Shanahan over anybody but Andy Reid right now. So for me, he's elite. I don't know how everyone else feels, but that's my response.
And I'd argue the first three Super Bowls that the Patriots won was Belichick and not Brady, because Brady was essentially a game manager for those three Super Bowls. And Adam Vinatieri was probably more a stakeholder in those Super Bowl wins than Tom Brady was. So,
okay.
It's a good question right there. Good question, Infrared, and I think that brings me to the next coach. What do you think?
Go ahead. What you got?
All right. So I have Brian Callahan.
To be determined. Inconclusive. One word answers, right? Inconclusive.
That's a good one. Yeah, I like that one.
he comes from he's Bill Callahan's son, for those who don't know, the greatest offensive line coach in NFL history, in my opinion. So he's got him there. Bill Callahan's teams are always very good up front. They drafted J.C. Latham in the first round.
which I liked.
You got Hopkins. You signed Ridley. You brought in Boyd also. You move on from Derrick Henry. I think you're going to see more of a passing offense in year 2 with Will Levis at quarterback, and a young offensive-minded coach with a good offensive line coach. You can do some fun things with that offense, but I think it's inconclusive and to be determined, really. Right? Like it's good. I mean, coaching pedigree is there in the family. He's probably been around ball his whole
Right.
life, in the locker room his whole life. He knows
Yep.
the do's and don'ts as a head coach, from having a head coach as a father, and a father who was in the Super Bowl as a head coach. So I'm curious to see what they do, not just this year, but going forward.
It's really a unique situation and a litmus test for him, because the coach behind him, the coach that was jettisoned from the Titans, was Mike Vrabel. And Mike Vrabel, in a lot of coaching circles, was, a pretty good coach in his own right.
Yeah.
So, it was kind of a surprise to see Mike Vrabel, be let go. I still don't know, like, if a really good reason was given by the ownership on why, Mike Vrabel, I guess it was like, sort of a mutual understanding that, they were going to part ways. I guess that's the way it was explained. But it's going to be a really big litmus test to see the last year of what Mike Vrabel did, besides all the winning before that, and what this coach does with the same team. I mean, essentially the same team with a couple of additions and a couple of draft picks moving forward. So that's a good characterization, your word.
Yeah. I think, just to comment on your Vrabel comment, I think that with young quarterbacks, a lot of organizations want to have an offensive-minded head coach in there. And then you have the head coach and then the offensive coordinator and the quarterback coach, and you have more people who can help get your young guy to be a top-of-the-line guy. I don't know if I believe Levis can be that, but the Titans drafted him, so they got to put every investment they can into him succeeding.
Sure, and in the AFC South, when you see all these other teams moving towards like offensive minds as head coaches, and moving towards getting the offense together to kind of be ahead of the pack, whether it's drafting quarterbacks or whatever the case may be, that is kind of the direction that the Titans look like they're going. So. All right, I'll move on to the next name on my list, and that would be none other than Denver Broncos' Sean Payton.
Carried. I think he got carried by Drew Brees.
Really?
I think that Drew Brees.
That's a shocking statement, young man.
I'm a big fan of what Drew Brees did. Now, you'll see it in Denver. It's kind of like the Belichick or Brady thing, right? You have a losing record without that quarterback, right? I mean, I could have went with the profanities to describe him, but I'm not a fan of the man. I'm not a fan of the person. So I tried to keep it clean with my response, but he's a fucking asshole. He doesn't seem like a good person. So
tell us how you really feel, Nick, about
sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I open up. I try to mince words at times, but I'm not a fan of the guy. And I think
that
he doesn't know how. No, this is me kicking in. I don't think he's a good character. I don't think he's a good person. I think teams and players in this generation don't want to be around somebody like that. And I look forward to kicking the crap out of them again.
Well, I mean, Sean Payton, he's been in scandals before, obviously in New Orleans with that, the whole scandal that happened down there. He was suspended by the league for a year, and a lot of people talk about those New Orleans Saints teams in regards to their offense, but if you look at the ledger of time that he had with the Saints, they actually had pretty good defenses during that time. And he comes from the Belichick tree. He comes from the the tuna tree, so to speak, the Bill Parcells tree.
Are a lot of people consider assholes too, but they won.
Oh, all of them.
So when you're an asshole and you win, I mean, Sean Payton won one also.
Yep.
That was a long time ago.
It was.
That's almost 20 years, right?
You think he's living off fumes now as coach?
He's definitely, I think, living off of name recognition. Traded for Russell Wilson, or took the team with Russell Wilson. It was a bad decision. We saw how horrible that was last year. He couldn't wait to get rid of him. Now you trade for Zach Wilson. You draft the 5th quarterback in the draft. I don't know. No, the 6th. Bo Nix was the 6th quarterback taken.
Yes.
So I'm not a fan. I think that I think he could be one of the first coaches fired this year. You don't have a proven veteran and you don't have a promising rookie, in my opinion. So I hope it gets disgusting there and crashes and burns. I think he could be like an Urban Meyer. Just it could be an absolute shit show this year in Denver.
And after everything that you just said in regards to Denver started off really bad last year, especially. I mean, the Jets beat them. They were down and out. They made a run at the end of the season. What did they finish record wise? I want to say like maybe 7-10 or even
they were 8-9. Maybe.
Yeah,
they were a couple spots behind us in the draft, so either 8-9 or 9-8. I forget.
They made a run towards the end. I mean, things started clicking. Their defense actually was looking good by the end of the season. So, I mean, who knows what the future will hold for him? It seems like he likes to take turds and likes to try to polish them. I don't know how far he's going to get with that. His quarterback room is a mess. Bo Nix is like
it's a room that he created, though. You got rid of Russell Wilson. You traded for Zach. You drafted Bo Nix. It's all on you now. You used a first-round pick on a quarterback. You got rid of the one that the organization gave up a shit ton for. So it's all on you. And if this starts off as bad as it could start off, he might not make Thanksgiving. Because he doesn't handle criticism well. He doesn't handle looking wrong well. So it can get real ugly there where he just gets fired and collects the paycheck and not care.
Yeah, I could see Sean Payton as always thinking he's the smartest person in the room, any room that he steps into.
Yeah.
And that's a thing. So
absolutely.
All right.
Who you got next?
Let's go. Next on the list. Kevin O'Connell. And I don't mean the kid from Home Alone.
Kevin O'Connell. Is he Seattle?
Minnesota Vikings.
Minnesota. I think people... All right, let me give the word. One word. Disaster.
Ooh.
I can see a possible disaster there because Kirk Cousins is very good at football. I know people like to punch down on Kirk Cousins, but Kirk Cousins, in my opinion, is the most elite average quarterback we've ever seen. You look at his numbers, they're always there. He's just not in that elite category. And I think with Sam Darnold and J.J. McCarthy, you're going to miss Kirk Cousins, and there's going to be some growing pains. And I don't think it's going to go very well for them this year.
So you're not a J.J. McCarthy believer, are you?
Oh, I think he's a steaming pile of dog shit. Every game that Michigan won, it was because of the run game. Big moments, they ran the ball. And I am not a McCarthy guy at all. I'm not.
Even with Justin Jefferson as a nice blanket for him.
I would rather see Sam Darnold throwing the ball than J.J. McCarthy, and I think you're going to see a lot of Sam this year.
Who's the starting quarterback when the Jets play the Vikings in London?
I think it might be Sam, unless the organization wants to push the rookie. Or Sam falls flat on his face in the first couple of weeks. But I think Sam, yes, Ricky, that's great. I love this. I couldn't have said it better. J.J. McCarthy equals Mac Jones. Quarterback who came from a successful program in college but won't be able to do it on his own in the NFL. And J.J.'s going in with a shit ton of better weapons. So I don't see J.J. getting the spot, and if he does, I do not see him keeping it. I am not a fan of his game in any way, shape, or form.
The alternative of that is a lot of people think that J.J. McCarthy might be Tom Brady. Following the same.
No one will ever be Tom Brady. People got to stop doing it. People did that to Isaiah Ryder about being Michael Jordan because he could dunk. Stop. People don't even remember Isaiah Ryder. Baby Jordan.
Oh, I totally remember who he is. I mean, people are thinking Anthony Edwards is Michael Jordan's son right now. So those comparisons always.
Yeah, I mean,
they always exist.
People always want to see the next to something. I hate that. Appreciate the person and let that person be their own person. Stop trying to label them the next this, the next that. And that goes for all sports. Just there's never going to be another Jordan. There's never going to be another Shaq. Like, just appreciate those guys and their greatness. But I mean, as much as I hate Brady and would love to fist fight him and fight him to the death in a gladiator ring, I still have to respect what he did. Oh, that's right. Harold Miner. Who did I say? Isaiah Ryder?
Isaiah Ryder. I think Isaiah Ryder got those.
Not even a guy worth remembering. It's not even a guy worth remembering. I got the name wrong. Even worse. Harold Miner. Now a coal miner.
He's too minor.
Thank you for correcting me, Pat. Thank you.
Harold Miner. Wow. That's going on the Wayback Machine right there.
I'll try something. Nope, I don't like that.
Don't put my big mug up there like that.
I want to edit this. I don't know if I can do it while we're live, but I got
a face for radio, buddy.
I know. I've seen you, brother. I want to move us lower so the Jet logo is visible. All right, that's one. But I want to try to edit these. Sorry, go ahead. I'm going to keep talking. Give me a second.
No, you're good.
All right.
You want me to go to the next name while you're
go to the next one.
That out?
I want to lower these.
All right.
But,
I'm going back and forth. Some names you know, some names you don't. I'm going to go with the next name on my list is Mike Tomlin.
This is going to get people pissed.
Mike Tomlin.
Overrated. I know what people are going to say.
What you say about my daddy?
Well, hold on. Sometimes comments come in and they need to be put on screen right away. It's not a super chat. It's a how handsome Nick looks. That will get your comment on chat right away. I just got in. I was running late, Gator. I had my buddy's good friend of mine had a 50th birthday party, and
that's the cookie.
That's why I'm all So I'm a little haircut, get the gray on the side.
No, I gotta admit that the haircut and the outfit was chef's kiss.
It was. Thank you.
Nice job.
My brush is upstairs. I feel like out in the humidity, like the beard needs to just be like straightened out, but I missed enough of the show already.
Well, you have to live up to this this persona now for every Sunday shenanigans.
Sexy ass prima donna.
Sexy Nick. There you go.
Thank you for noticing, everybody. You're making me blush. Oh wait, that's just my blood pressure. I didn't take that pill today. Yeah. So with Mike Tomlin, I think it's overrated. Like it's the least. I know it's an impressive streak.
Yes.
But when you don't have
explain that away,
I will. I'll give you my take on it. When you don't have turnover in your front office and the coaching staff, you are able to consistently and continuously bring in the types of players that fit your scheme and what you want to do. There's no scheme changeover. They've been a 3-4 defense since Dick LeBeau and before him, right? They've always run the same shit. They've had some changes on offense, and the years the offense isn't good, the defense is still carrying them to win games, even if they're winning games against Baltimore 9-6, right? Some of those slugfests that we've seen. And I think Mike Tomlin, I think they could do better, but they won't move on because the Steelers don't move on. You coach until you're done coaching with the Steelers. It's how it always is there. You know, Chuck Noll.
They've only had how many coaches?
3 since the 60s.
3.
It was Chuck Noll to Bill Cowher to Mike Tomlin. Now, I don't know. I just, it's an impressive streak. I'm not shitting on the streak, but continuity allows you to win year in and year out. And I think he doesn't run the offense. He doesn't run the defense. Yes, he's a great leader of men, but
he's a CEO,
I think the organization of the Steelers is run so well, it allows the organization to succeed year after year. Like, I don't give him the credit for it, because he stands there just like Saleh. A lot of times you watch a Steeler game, Tomlin's got his arms crossed. He's not making game changes. He's not making calls, but the organization has been so consistent, he gets the credit for it. And I think that's just how do I word this? The media has always loved the Steelers, so the media will overhype the Steelers to us. The Cowboys get shit on by a lot of people. The Steelers always get praise, and I think Tomlin gets a lot of unnecessary praise because that organization is what every organization strives to be. We're not going to overreach in the draft. We know our system. We know our players who will fit it. We're going to take those guys and there.
I'm gonna push. This is one I'm gonna push back on. The NFL is for any coach, any player, any coach it's hard grind to go through. It's 365 days a year. It's being a CEO
this year. 366 this year.
Yes, sir.
Or 4 plays if you're the Jets. Either one.
Yeah. Don't remind me of that, please. So being a CEO of a team, and being consistent, you don't devalue a person's consistency in winning because you don't see, all of the things that make up the pot pie. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know what's going on in that room. You don't know what's, what he's saying to the players, what input he has with the offense and the defense and the special teams. And as the CEO of the team, you have input in everything. I mean, at least any good company, which if you were to think of the Steelers as a company, they've been running as a very consistent, they're a blue chip stock. They're Apple, they're IBM, they're, whatever blue chip company you want to tell me. They're that company, and he is the CEO. He's Disney. He's the CEO of Disney. He's running a company that is consistent. They're making the playoffs. They have that streak, and he's a big part of that. And for you to say that he is just standing on the sidelines with his arms crossed like Robert Saleh, it's
he does a lot,
just
watch the games. Watch the
if you
game.
if you have a consistent car, lasts you 20 years or whatever, and stuff like that, are you going to complain because it's getting old if it's still getting you from point A to point B? Yeah, you may want a new car, but this car is getting you from point A to point B and is giving you great gas mileage, and it's doing everything that it needs to do as long as you keep it running, with the oil changes and the parts and the draft picks and all that stuff that keeps the car going. So
but
for me,
let me rebuttal that real quick. Let me rebuttal that point. Because I don't want to lose it with the next point you'll make.
Okay.
The credit goes to the manufacturer for making such a reliable product. I'm giving more credit to the organization than I'm giving to Mike Tomlin. And I think that the Steelers have been the role model organization in the NFL. I'm not completely shitting on Mike Tomlin. Like, I do respect him. He's, like I said, it's an impressive streak. But I feel other coaches could have done the same or even more with that team. But I think the organization, the organization and everyone involved is elite. They're the premier organization in terms of success year after year. And I think that was before Mike Tomlin, and I think it'll be after Mike Tomlin. I don't think it's because of Mike Tomlin.
And as Samuel L. Jackson would say in Pulp Fiction, let me retort that.
Oh, I thought you were going to call me a motherfucker. I'm like, oh, he's dropping this? I'm like, we're that friendly. We're 4 weeks in. All right, let's do
it. So that same analogy that you just gave, right? It's the manufacturer of the car, right? Now, and I know that any good car, if you give that to an owner who is just going to beat the shit out of that car, not take care of it, you know what I mean? Don't take it for the, regularly scheduled maintenance, oil changes, and all that kind of stuff. Always, speeds with the car and brakes hard and does all the crap that the car is not going to last for it's not going to last 2 years. But if you give it to an owner who is going to take it for its regularly scheduled maintenance, is oil changes, it's going to treat the car, it's not going to speed with the car, it's going to treat the car, very good, then that car will last. No matter what car it is, the car will last forever for the most part, outside of any, accidents or something like that, somebody hitting the car or whatever. So Mike Tomlin has taken the organization and he's done what he's had to do. Now, you can maybe a small argument could be made. Has he taken him a step further? Has he taken him to the promised land? He has once. He's won a Super Bowl. It might have been with someone else's team, but he took him there. Gruden gets the credit for taking the Tampa Bay Bucks to the Super Bowl when he took them, even though it was Tony Dungy's team. Okay, he took a team to the Super Bowl, but at least he took them there, so he gets credit for that.
Yeah.
What do you say to that, sir?
Aaron Rodgers gets shit on because he's only won one Super Bowl with all the times he's been to the playoffs. Coincidence? That was when they beat the Steelers.
True.
Mike Tomlin's won one Super Bowl, and it was in 2007 or not 7 when they beat the Cardinals. I want to say 07 or 08.
I believe so.
So if we shit on Aaron Rodgers, not us as Jets fans, but Aaron Rodgers gets shit on because he's only won one with all those chances. How come we don't shit on Mike Tomlin for always being a winning team but not getting to the final or winning more than one? So
I've never been
the same,
one of
right?
those people. I've
I'm
never
not
been one
saying
of those
you, but
people.
a large
No,
portion
oh,
of
no.
football fans shit on Aaron Rodgers because he's only won one. If he's so good, he only won one. Why can't we apply the same thing to Tomlin? If you're that good and you're in the playoffs and you have a winning record every year, you only won one.
Because they're,
And to give you
with
my Samuel
Rodgers.
L. Jackson line, if I could give you
Okay.
my Samuel L. Jackson line, I'm tired of these motherfucking Steelers on my motherfucking show. No.
Is that from Snakes on the Plane? Is that what
No,
we're coding?
Dude, I'll do Samuel L. Jackson quotes back and forth all night.
Oh, allow me to retort, as Snowball would say. Nice.
I'm not taking a dump on Tomlin, guys. I just think that you could do more. And he's a great leader of men. I gave him all the compliments before. He's a great leader of men. He's an A+ human being. He does the right thing. He says the right thing. But if you watch the games and reply to me this year on Sundays, I saw some of the Steelers game today. Damn, Nick, you were right. He does stand there a lot with his arms crossed looking up at the scoreboard. Salah gets roasted for it because they're not winning. Tomlin gets praised doing the same fucking thing. So it's not a conversation I think that can be declared today. Guys, just watch it this year. I've noticed it. So just get back to me on that one, guys. In 107 days or 106. Because
after all of this conversation, do you know what I got from that? I got from that, and I want somebody from the chat to clip this segment, that if you shit on Tomlin, you shit on Aaron Rodgers. Therefore, Nick shits on Aaron Rodgers. Please clip that now, right there. That's what I got from the whole conversation.
I just think that if you are shitting on somebody, apply it equally. And I think Tomlin gets praised when Aaron Rodgers gets shit on. That's how I would word my thoughts.
It's science. It's science, man. It's the Pythagorean theorem, A plus B equals C, and therefore, that's what I'm taking from that conversation, my bro.
All right. That was more interesting than I thought it would be. I like when whether it's the chat or if it's me and you, when there's disagreements, right? Like,
yeah,
it's fun because if everyone's just agreeing with everyone all the time, that shit gets
you can't
boring.
be a yes man. Yeah, no doubt.
I'd still be married if everyone just agreed with everyone all the time. Oh, Adirondack, I do. Oh, oh man, I don't know if we can open that can of worms right now because we should have our guest any moment. But when Eli Manning gets in the Hall of Fame, the conversation for who's the worst quarterback in the Hall of Fame is between Namath and Eli.
Okay. I don't think I've heard this in the past from any of your shows. So you need to explain to me like I'm a 5-year-old. All right.
Now, Joe Namath is infamous because he made the guarantee and he won. When you look at his on-field performance, yes, he threw a great deep ball. Yes, he's the only Jet quarterback to throw for 4,000 yards. But when you compare his stats and numbers to his contemporaries at that time and then translate over the course of time, he's the only one to throw more interceptions than touchdowns, I believe, in the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
So statistically, that's pretty bad. Normally, if you're a Hall of Fame elite type of quarterback, I know the game was different back then, but again, I'm comparing him with the contemporaries and that at that time. The numbers aren't great. The persona of Joe Namath is the greatest persona to ever play in the NFL. And that overweighs and carries, to me, his play. Because he became a fucking legend with the fur coat. He became a fucking legend poolside doing an interview saying, I guarantee it. He became a legend for who he dated. He was a Joe DiMaggio. And people after Joe DiMaggio was gone, Joe Namath came in and the media loved it and they ate it up. Performance-wise, on the field-wise, he is the worst quarterback in the Hall of Fame. And I know Jets fans will fucking go nuts, but statistically, find someone with worse statistics at quarterback in the Hall of Fame and hit me with that, and then we could talk about it. You or anyone.
I mean, but you're going off statistics, and a lot of statistics are true to what they're trying to compel.
Mhm.
But in this case, you have to take a lot of things into context.
I do.
You mentioned that the era that he played in was a lot different era where it was a running game. It wasn't a passing game. And he took a lot more chances with the ball than other of his contemporaries at quarterback at the time. Number two, he was playing on two bad knees. And when I say bad knees, it wasn't bad knees from when he had now you have an ACL and it's like going into the oil change and coming out and you're done and you recover in like 4 months. Back then, you had a knee injury and you were pretty much you're busted. And he played on two bad knees for most of his career. So there's a lot of context into that. And I've never been one to believe that interceptions is the be all end all in conversation on what a good or bad quarterback is, because there's a lot of things in throwing an interception that come into context where it's either the quarterback's fault or it could be the receiver's fault. It could be the defense that's played at that, particular the person ran to the wrong spot. I mean, like there's a lot of things that come into play with an interception.
Correct. He's a Hall of Fame legend. He's an NFL legend. We wouldn't have the NFL today as we have it without him. But performance-wise, on the field, he's the worst quarterback in the Hall of Fame. He's there because what he did for the game, not what he did as the talent on the field. And I gotta change this real fast. I'm sorry. I think I'm gonna say something for the chat and for whoever likes to go on Twitter and whoever likes to call out shit. I think I'm summoning you guys right now because Uncle VR 4.5 weeks ago came up with the name for the show, Sunday Shenanigans. There is somebody named NYJ Reptar with 581 followers who's hosting a Twitter space called Jets Shenanigans on Sunday night. I don't know how I should react to this right now. I don't know if I should pay it any mind. I will just say that you can take the name, but you can't take what we do, brother. So, respectfully, go eat a bag of dicks.
They say imitation is the highest form of flattery. So I'll take the high road on that, and
I'll go low. Don't worry, I'll go low. You don't have to. I will. I even just scrolled back on his channel to see how long he's been doing it, and he did one in the middle of the week that was called "Me Bored Jet Shenanigans." And I only got an alert because Dom C is in there speaking right now.
Nice. Dom C.
So you want to take our name? You want to do a Twitter space called Jet Shenanigans? That's fine.
Jeez.
Take your 14 people watching and shove it up your ass, buddy.
We salute you.
No, we don't. No, we don't. No, we don't.
Oh,
nope.
Imitation. Highest form of flattery, my friend.
You could take a fucking Ford Pinto and you could put a Lamborghini sticker on the fucking back of it. It don't mean it's gonna. You could take a Joe Namath and put a Steve Young name on the back. It doesn't. No.
Here we go.
All right. I'm getting out of that. I do want to bring up something, some channel news. So the other day, I think it was Thursday night, we were having a chat. And for those of you who don't know, maybe missed Thursday night, first off, shame on you. What else were you doing that was more important? But I digress. We had a GoFundMe going for Dane. Dane graciously declined to have the GoFundMe be the recipient of it anymore. The reason we haven't put it on air and the reason we haven't been pumping it is because we didn't have somebody to be the recipient of it. So we didn't want to be asking people to donate for something and not know where your money's going to. Okay? That's, to me, important. We know everyone works hard for their money. If someone wants to donate, wants to help out other people, you want to know what it's for, what it's going to. You want to know the story. So
Exactly.
Thursday night, someone in the chat had mentioned that they'd never been to a home Jet game before. And I was like, okay, here's my email. Shoot me your story and let's see where it goes. Now, I host with you on Sundays. I forwarded you the email. I said, take a look at this. Give me your feedback. I forwarded it to Jeremy, Jets Chaos, because he co-hosts on the channel on Wednesday night. All three of us agreed that this person should be the recipient of the GoFundMe. And with his permission, I'm going to give you a summary of who it is and their story as a Jet fan. It's somebody who started off in Germany and let me get to it. Started living in Canada since 2006, was actually born and raised in Germany. Therefore, I grew up with soccer and started doing some games as a fan in the highest German division. I did not know about American football until my teens when I saw an article about the Super Bowl, Dallas versus Buffalo, in a German sports magazine. I was rooting for Dallas right away because I thought the Bills logo sucked. Right away, at that point, I'm hooked. Little by little in the 90s, American football became a niche sports product on German TV, so I started learning the main rules, which took me about a season of watching 1-hour highlights of a selected game airing on Monday nights in Germany. So on a fateful night, which must have been Monday, September 22nd, 1997, they were showing the summary of the Jets game against the Raiders. To begin the game, I didn't really know anything about either team. So the German commentator was giving some background during the game. The Jets just came off their worst season, 1-15, but now that Parcells took over, they already had one win under their belt going into week 4. And so he continued, as I remember to this day, talking about the New York beat press, pondering the following scenario. Now, this is his comment. As it came to be, Mother Teresa had just died a few weeks earlier to this game. Now, the Catholic Church was considering declaring her a saint. For this to happen, a confirmed miracle has to happen shortly after the passing of the person as a sign of God that the person deserves to be a saint. So, if the Jets would win a second game this season, would this be the miracle the church was waiting for? I love it. The sass of that statement immediately piqued my interest, and from then on, I started cheering for the Jets in that game. All else I know from this game is that the Jets won the game in dramatic fashion. Since my hometown soccer team is an ultimate underdog team, the Jets' comeback story that season resonated with me so much. And Mother Teresa was indeed canonized much later as Saint Teresa of Calcutta. So maybe me becoming a Jets fan was divine intervention. I love it. I absolutely love it. The rest, as they say, is history. I kept following the Jets through the years, learning more and more about the team and its scrappy up and down nature. Then when I first came to Canada in 2004 as an exchange student, I got finally to watch full games on TV. That loss to Pittsburgh stings to this day, the Doug Bryan game. I was then fully living there for the Rex years and all the slump thereafter. I ended up in Canada as I met a Canadian girl while studying there. After living in Germany for a year, we decided to move back to Canada. So that's how I got my permanent residency. We got married and had a baby girl. Unfortunately, this didn't last as that woman cheated on me. And at that point, I truly considered moving back to Germany. But eventually, I decided to stay here and be here for my child. So I did, and I built up my life here with the only setback being that I married another Canadian woman, had a child with her, but she also left me for someone else during COVID. I did get to keep the house, though, but of course, that put me back financially to ever dream of going to a Jets game anytime soon. Now, the reason I'm telling you this about myself is not to complain. Heck, I have no right, anyways, after hearing your stories and so many others. And the only thing we're complaining about are the goddamn Jets. No, the reason I'm writing this is to tell you how much you and your stories are inspiring me to be the best person I can, to be the best dad to my beautiful daughters. We Jets fans are truly a resilient bunch, and we are strongest when we stick together and support each other. And whenever it can support your channel and those of all the other amazing content creators, I'll do it. Either be a subscription, a like, or the occasional super chat. Therefore, I am humbled that you would even consider to use your voice and channels to advocate for me going to a game. Whether I'm going or not, and if the support is there, you bet I'm going. I want to thank you for your generosity and your drive to put a little chaotic good in the world that would make such a difference for this little Jets fan. God bless. Yours in never-ending fandom, JETS.
Jets.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fact that somebody took the time to write that email, put an art on how and why he became a Jet fan, someone who's gone through some low times, has overcome, sounds to me like the perfect recipient of the GoFundMe that we want to do. And we want to get this fan here for the Thursday night opener that I will be at, that you will be at. Johnny might be incoherent in the parking lot, but he will be there. Bonesy will be there. Infrared will be there. Many more will be there. At this moment, I would like to nominate Hank G as the recipient of the GoFundMe. So,
and I second that. The genuine emotion and just the realist, point of view and take on everything that he subscribed to become a Jets fan. Is everybody has a story, and that story was just one of pure emotion and history, and it's like a rags to riches story, and I'm happy to put my stamp of approval on that. Because Hank G, thank you for sharing that with us, because it took a lot of courage, took a lot of emotion, took a lot of truth and genuineness to give us that information, and we appreciate that. And we hope to see you, sharing with us as Jets fans, as a family of Jets fans, coming together, and sharing that with you on that day, on the home opener. That's going to be a great time.
Yeah. So I'm going to say this. For this week, I would ask that instead of super chats, instead of gifting memberships, I've pinned the GoFundMe in the chat. If you are able to, let's help out Hank G. Him and I got to work out the specifics, where he's coming from, whether flight is needed, or if he's part of Canada, he's going to drive. We got to work all of this out. But instead of donating to the channel, I ask that you guys donate to Hank. And this message will be pinned. It will be shared on all social medias. I'm going to talk to other shows and try to get on there and pump this out. I'll be putting in a donation on Tuesday myself.
And I'll be putting in one as well.
Nice. So, yeah, Hank, what part of Canada are you in? Do you need flight, or are you able to drive down? We'll help you out with travel either way, and we'll get you a ticket. I think as of now, Bonesy and myself are getting a ticket. We will add you to that group when we do get a ticket. Yeah, Johnny, you have donated already, brother. Thank you. Thank you to everyone. I know Infrared has donated. Dane donated. Rick Kent donated. So let's see what we can do as a community to help Hank out. Hank's never been to a Jet home game. He's been run through the ringer as a man and has come through better on the other side. Decided to not run and hide when life got tough. Like he said in the email, he decided to put his 2 feet in the ground and make the best life possible for himself and his daughters. And anybody who does that has my respect. And if we can do anything to help him out, I'm sure it would mean a lot to me. I can't imagine how much it would mean to Hank. So we did that story really, really. We discussed it, right? When both of us were like, "Yo, that got me in like the feeling."
Oh yeah, definitely. And Nick, I think we would be remiss if you didn't share with maybe some viewers, some listeners who don't know kind of the history of where this like fund came from, and if you would be able to share that with maybe some viewers who don't know some of the history of this.
Yeah. 2 years ago, Green Bean and other channels, we were doing the Wayward Jet fan to get someone who's never been there. Iowan Jet fan was a recipient of it. Came, hung out with myself, Adam, Jeremy, Mark Riss. On the Saturday after we went to the Coney Island for Green Bean, me, Mark, my son, Adam, and Iowan were hanging out all day watching college football together in my apartment, and we had a great time. Last year, for those that don't know, life went off the tracks for me horrifically. And Gunny, Jeremy, Green Bean put their minds together and decided to do a GoFundMe to help me out. And I always said that when life got better, I would pay it forward, and I'm not in a position to treat somebody all on my own, but with starting the new job, I will be donating money, probably monthly. I'll be putting some money in, and I want to see somebody else receive the love and generosity that I received from the Jet fan base. And if I can help facilitate that for somebody to come watch us beat the ever-loving shit out of the New England Patriots, and a lot of us who are in the chat and us on air are all going to be together post game, maybe during the game, with some. I think that would be an awesome way to do it, and it's something I'd like to do year after year, and just let's get different people out here. The Jets are going to be good. To say that you went to your first home game in the Super Bowl winning season of the New York Jets, I think that would be fucking amazing.
Totally amazing.
Big fella coming in. Thank you, big fella. Just donated. Enjoy the game, Hank. Awesome.
Thank you, big fella.
Awesome.
You're awesome.
Good stuff. Good stuff. And we'll do our best. We will. If I forget, if I'm running late, remind me in the chat. Hey, post a GoFundMe. We'll have the GoFundMe pinned until we open up the airwaves and have, if it's a night of call-ins, we'll replace it with then. But yeah, please consider it. Do whatever you guys can to help the man out.
Most definitely.
Whoa! Big fella just dropped a $100 donation to Hank. Awesome.
Thank you, sir.
Much respect to you. Much respect to you. Now, for everyone who donates at least $10, for every $10 entry, so basically, I guess you just got 10 entries, right? $100 donation, 10 entries. For every $10 donated, we'll do it this way. Every $10 donated, you get a raffle. Whether it's going to be something autographed when I go to the training camp, we'll purchase one of like the mini helmets, and I'll get as many players as I can. My son, I'll send him because they're more likely to sign from kids.
Sign for him, yeah.
Might even bring my 7-year-old nephew just to get, you send a little kid into the kid tent and have all the players sign something. we'll either raffle off. We'll do it live on air, just like, the randomizer, the wheel. I'll have Adam put a wheel together, and we'll do that. Or the winner, if there's enough money left over, we'll stop the fund. I'm not looking to make any fun. Let me be clear with this. There will be no profit from anyone with this. I know people are always worried when they donate. This will be handled in a way where all receipts and purchases will be proven. If anyone's got questions, this will be full legitimate. I don't want anyone thinking that there's any shenanigans going on. Just on there. That's what we do. That's what we do here. Sunday.
That's a different kind of shenanigans.
The original Sunday shenanigans. The original only Sunday shenanigans. And I'm going to
say original.
Yeah,
original.
The original. Yeah. The one and only. The one and only. And I'm going to fucking yell at Dom for going over to the copycat. He must have think he was in the wrong thing. But I digress. But big fella, that's fucking amazing. That is, God bless you, man. God bless you. So
really awesome.
Yes. That is very, very kind of you, good sir. So yeah, we'll be pumping this out. I'll if Boy Green comes on, I'll try to get on his show one day this week or next week, and I'll go on there and ask him to promote and tweet, and I'll get on with Green Bean and everyone and Jeremy, and we'll be sharing this out, and we will be doing our best to get Hank out here to enjoy the experience fully. So we will, I think, Johnny, you can give me the hotel info. You said you had a hotel a mile away from the stadium. We could put you out there. Are you staying at the same place, VR, as Johnny?
No, I got family. I'm probably staying with my sister in Howard Beach or my sister in Brooklyn. One of the two, or my father in Castle Hill in the Bronx. Either one of those places, and probably just, taking a bus over.
Gotcha. So we'll figure out all the, Hank, we'll have to talk off air as we start getting more donations coming in, but we are going on a full out assault of promoting, sharing, tweeting, and doing all we can. And you guys heard the story, and I think this could be something well deserved to Hank to be.
Yeah.
You deserve this, bud. So we'll do our best. Thursday night, September 19th is the game we're targeting. And
we will try to document as much as we can the night of. Take pictures and and share the night with everyone, so that we can all enjoy it as a family. And maybe if Hank G wants to come on and kind of talk about that night or whatever, we'll have like a special segment for him to come and talk about his experience and just all the game and all the people and stuff like that too. So that is going to be something we're definitely going to do for our show as well.
Hank, part of the agreement, which I will say on here because it's a verbal contract and it will hold up in court, even international court. You cannot. I need you videoing your journey, arriving at the airport, landing in at Newark. Keep the video on yourself. There's not much great sights in Newark, but just keep the video. Just document, do a video diary of your trip at the game. And then send me all of those. Oh, I mean, we have to, right?
Yeah.
We have to give them the first game initiation. Hank, a couple of the requirements for the first Jet game initiation are make sure you have an extra pair of clean underwear. You have dry clothes. What else do we need, Snowball?
There's an official first game song that he has to sing.
Yes, there's a song and dance. You do have to do an entertainment dance for everybody. Not like that, Johnny and Scott.
No dollars,
Yeah,
being.
do not go in the porta potty anywhere near us. Do not. It tips much easier than you think. All right, we need a foam dome, a helmet, a dead squirrel. We need a banana peel, some Mr. Fizz. Oh wait, are we doing a DeLorean or are we
Some Zima.
some Zima, some Jolly Ranchers, a bucket of fried chicken?
Keep it going. Keep it going.
Always need duct tape. Always
Duct
need
tape.
duct tape. So, yeah, awesome, Hank. I'm happy. I was overly impressed with like I said, the time, the sentiment, the opening up, and the willingness to share. And just so all of you know, I did reply back to him asking permission to read and share his story. There was a lot of personal stuff in there, and he did give me the okay to do it. So that's something I love about this channel, with the sobriety that you and I have been so open about, and other people opening up. I love that this is a community and a place where people feel, hey, I can talk to these guys. These guys can relate to me. Like, that's what hit me in the heart more than anything, was like, know, and when I read it, I had to like do like my, like when I know I'm going to break on something, I smile. If I'm smiling, I can't like get like sad. So like as I'm reading it, like I got emotional when I read it the first and the second time.
I did too. And
I'm like,
yes.
I gotta. That's like my self-defense mechanism, is to have like that Joker grin on, because then I can't get sad when I'm like this. So that's why I read it like that. If anybody caught on to that, but
yeah, I mean, there was so much in the story that resonated with me, that I like. It hit me, like, because I went through some of those same, trials and tribulations. I've been divorced a few times myself and had kids from those divorces and still take care of them. And I've been through tough times as well. So, I mean, like, that resonated with me, as well, reading that, saying, man, this dude is just like me. You know what I mean? Like, we've been through it, and we're seeing the other side. We see the light at the end of the tunnel. And hey, all I do, and all I know is I love these Jets, and I love this community that we're in. This genuine community of, lovable losers that we are, that will one day be winners.
Yeah. Let me see something. Let me message. Boy Green. I know he had family coming in from.
I say it could be anything. Yeah, it's a big day for him. For those who don't know, Boy Green, he found out the sex of his child is going to be a boy. That's common knowledge. He posted that on his social media feeds and stuff like that, and posted the video of the whole reveal and stuff, which was cool, like those reveals or whatever with the different color powders and all that kind of stuff that come from that. So he did that, and it's a boy, and we just want to congratulate him and let him know that another addition to the family is coming, another Boy Green for Boy Green. And even though it was the smoke was Boy Blue, I think he was saying that when I talked to him, he was like, oh, maybe I'll do it green so that it's like Boy Green, When everybody catch on to what that is. It's like, yeah, sure, whatever. But I think when I saw the video, I think it was blue. So maybe everybody else is not a Jets fan, so to speak.
I think they have to be. I know his dad's a Cowboy fan, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think he's maybe not a Jets fan, or maybe that's a secondary team or something like that. But yeah, man, anything, celebrating, having a good time with that news, and God bless him and his family and the new addition to the family to come.
Oh, it just clicked in my head. Hank put in the chat about flying down from Buffalo.
Oh, okay.
What? We got to talk to Buffalo Jet fan. He
Yeah.
might be sitting with us too. He was on with me the other night on Thursday and talked about coming down. So
Yeah, he mentioned that. Yeah. So that'll be great.
yeah, this will be fun. This will be fun. I'm looking forward to it. And I love Jets fans. I do. Even in the worst of times, this fan base is fucking amazing. You know, especially for everything that I went through last year. This fan base hopping on crutches to get over here and do a show. It kept me going, and to be a part of something that can help somebody else experience the love that I received. That's exciting. Remember, don't swallow the balloons. It might burst inside of you. I learned that from watching. Oh, wait a minute. We're going to talk about a TV show. I started Succession. Have you watched Succession?
Succession is the best. Succession. The
I was an
wifey
hour
and
late to
I.
the party. I was an hour late to
my
the party
goodness.
because I couldn't stop. I'm in season 2, episode 6. I started it Thursday. Holy shit. I'm obsessed. Like, I want to end the show now. I want to end the show now and start watching again.
So, kind of full circle, I mentioned Kevin O'Connell, and I said not the kid from Home Alone, and that's Macaulay Culkin, right? His brother is it?
Right?
Yes, he's
Roman's
in
my
that
favorite
show.
character. Roman's me.
He's the best. He is the best character in that.
Roman's me. The wise ass makes the bad jokes at the wrong time. Like yes, like I relate to that character so much. Without the money, I constantly laugh. I was like, he's the fucking best. He makes fun of everything. Like, even when it doesn't call for it, I'm like, that is me to a T.
Not to bring like private into public, but like many months ago, we were talking about shows in the ROH chat, and one of the shows that I mentioned was Succession. I said, "Man, me and the wifey are getting into Succession, and that show, it is chef's kiss. It is an excellent show.
Yeah,
awesome
good.
show."
Hank G, we're gonna have to jump you into Nick's gang. Yes, that's something that happens a lot. And of course, nothing. No face shots. Hank, I would just maybe for nostalgic purposes, before you get down to New Jersey, take a couple pictures of your big toe, because we're gonna take that and we're gonna make like a little Christmas tree light with it. We're gonna have all our big toes on there. We need you to contribute to it.
Johnny does like to flick underneath. So you need to watch that. That's the only thing that I'll say on air.
Chris, if you have Max, which was HBO Max, but they changed it to Max. I don't know what that shit was about.
Yeah, they shortened it.
Yeah, it's on there. It's very good. The first season is about like more family drama, and the second season is more about business drama. Still with the family, and like it's just, I thought season 1 was amazing, and season 2 is so far, I think, much better.
It doesn't stop. It like continues to be good.
Ricky said strike 2. Kevin McAllister, not O'Connell.
No, I know, I totally know, but it sounds very similar, so that's why I was saying that. But good catch, Ricky.
What's up, Nate? Yeah, and what I'll do, I will go back, Hank, and I will cut that into a video and share that video and have everyone, share that and tweet that breakdown out of your story, if you're okay with that, and maybe that'll help people to sway them to help donate. But yeah, for anyone else coming in right now, like Nate, we did find the new recipient of the GoFundMe to get them down to his first home game. It's going to be Hank G. Big fella made an amazing $100 donation already to help him out after hearing his story. And we're going to be a full-on push. Big fella, I thank you for doing the super chat. You need to do that. If you guys are debating, you don't have to give any super chats or gift any memberships on the channel this week. Please, anything that you're willing to give, please just donate to
just donate
the
to that
Hank
link.
cause.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's. I mean, it's 10:43. You know what? Since the chat, I owe the chat, right, for being 20 minutes late. I owe the chat. Boy Green had
You
a
owe
list.
me.
I owe you. I'm sorry. I did let you know early though. I texted you early. I was like, hey, I'm like he had family there. He had people military there with him from years ago, and he was sitting and talking with them. And like our group, I was the first one to leave out of like our group of friends, like his brothers, his brother-in-law, and like our friends. I was the first one to go, and I'm always like the last one at every party. But I don't drink anymore.
Yeah.
So I was like, listen, I'm gonna smoke a cigar and then I'm gonna head out. So all right, chat, here you go. This is my makeup. This is my what do you call it?
Makeup
Olive
sex?
branch. No, well, Johnny's already done that twice during the show. I will VR and I on the spot will do a list. Give us a list that you want of Jets players, Jets games, anything Jet related. Throw out some suggestions and we'll pick the top one and we will go from there. So give us a Jet list that you're like, I wish they talked about this. Type quickly because we might just take the first one.
I was thinking that, last week we were talking about top 5 cereals, and we never got around to that.
All right. Okay. All right. Chat, I'm sorry. Stop typing. Don't hit send. We'll do that. Good call. This is called live production meeting. Go ahead. I know my 5. I talk about my 5 all the time. You got yours?
I got 5.
Everyone, you have to know your top 5 cereals.
Yeah, you definitely have to know what your top 5 is. All right, so I'll top number 5. I'm gonna go with Sugar Smacks. That was dig 'em. The whole like weird consistency of the thing in my mouth. I really love that. Sugar Smash. That was the cereal for me at that particular period of time. I loved it. Number 4. Man, I gotta go with Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops was one that it was a disappointment at the end because Fruit Loops, it tasted good in your mouth, but it was a disappointment.
No diddy do.
It was.
That's going to be a fun video to share tomorrow. Oh, that's getting shared. Hour. Hold on. I got to text myself. Hour 23 mark.
Old man text. Remind. Clip. Video.
I'm texting you. I know we'll text tomorrow. So it's right there. Hour 23 mark.
So Fruit Loops, disappointing milk. The end of a good cereal run is you slurp up the milk and it tastes like chocolate or whatever the case may be. Yeah, so that was the only disappointment with Fruit Loops because it was like kind of, I don't know what this is that I'm slurping up. It's fruity, but
no diddy twice.
I'll take that. That.
Oh, no diddy 3 times.
Okay, I give up. All right, number 3 has to be Cocoa Pebbles. Cocoa Pebbles, for the reasons that I mentioned with the milk.
Yep.
At the end of it, it's chocolate milk. You cannot go wrong at the end of that. Every day, all day, and twice on Sunday. Give me Cocoa Pebbles. Don't say it.
It's Sunday, motherfucker.
Number two has to be Apple Jacks. Apple Jacks. I can eat Apple Jacks without milk. Like I could like take Apple Jacks, put it in a, huh?
Did you ever crush them up?
And do what with them? Snort them?
All right, go ahead. Finish your ass. I'll give you.
No. Apple Jacks. You take Apple Jacks and you put them in a Ziploc bag. You put that in your pocket. You get on the bus or the train, and you just pop those joints in your mouth. And guess what? If you're talking to the girl on the train or the bus, you turn and your breath smells like cinnamon. All day, every day, and twice on Sunday. Apple Jacks, my number 2 choice. And my number one, I gotta go with the Captain. Captain effing Crunch. The Captain. Captain America. Some say he's not a captain because if you look on his sleeves, anybody who's naval in the chat or listening or watching us right now, he's really a commander. You ever see that meme where the sleeves, it's not a captain. It's not like, the medal or whatever, the lines.
I'm not worried
sleeve.
about historical accuracy when I'm fucking sitting down and eat a full box of Captain Crunch, bro. I'm not going to put the box back and be like, this shit isn't accurate.
me either, but the meme is funny. So I just had to mention that. But Captain Crunch, the only caveat to Captain Crunch is that you got to eat it fast. And when you're a kid or you're old like me, you eat that shit fast anyway. So you don't let it get soggy or whatever. But the milk taste is so divine. It's like nectar from the cereal gods. Drinking that milk from Captain Crunch is so sweet. It's so corny. It's so whatever it is. I don't care what it is. Sugar,
Okay.
All right. Yeah, that's my list right there. Top that.
I'm gonna top it. Number 5. Now, I'm a diabetic, and the reason I'm diabetic is because my love for cereal. I think Nate had a comment in there. If cereal was healthy, it's all I would eat. Agreed. I'm not healthy, and it was all. I can't buy it because I will house the entire box in one sitting.
Yeah.
Number 5 for me is Frosted Flakes.
That's a good start.
Self-explanatory. Tony says they're great. They are. Tony's on your shirt too. Coincidence? I think not. We don't even plan this shit.
Different Tony.
Number 4. I have the Reese's Cocoa Puffs.
Okay.
I'm a Reese's fanatic. I love them. The milk is fantastic at the end, like you said. Number 3, Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Okay.
You want good milk? Cinnamon milk is the best.
That's it.
Now, number 2, I have the same as you. Number 2 is Apple Jacks. Now, you ever finish the box of Apple Jacks and at the end, all the pieces that are broken up have fallen to the bottom and you get like the crumbs of it that come out?
And yeah.
Halfway through the bag, I start crunching the bag to mash it all up so that it's just all powder. Okay. And then put it in the bowl, and then oh my God, dude, it takes Apple Jacks to another fucking level. Try it, and you'll be like, holy shit, I'm going to get diabetes just like Nick because I listened to the stupid fat fuck. Boomtown never had Apple Jacks. You have homework this week.
What?
Dude. You have homework. Are they not allowed in Canada because it's good? Like, did Trudeau ban them?
Are they Maple Jacks? I mean, like, what are they?
Oh, nice. I caught that. I was reading, but I caught that. I was like, ooh, well done. Right? Here's Bonesy. Nick has the best Batman secrets ever. I already heated up my peanut butter and jelly and mixed up. No, you freeze the peanut butter and jelly. You freeze the peanut butter and jelly a little bit, and then you make a toast. You make a light toast, not dark, just enough to warm the bread so the bread doesn't bend with how big the fucking sandwich is. Now, number one, and the reasons it's number one.
Curious, very curious.
If you like a cereal, you pour a bowl, you have the bowl. A lot of people, the leftover milk, will put in a little extra cereal, mix that up, have a little bit more. When you have a cereal that you start and finish the box every single time, has to be number one. I couldn't buy the bulk bags anymore because I would eat to the point of just maybe getting sick. Fruity Pebbles. Fruity Pebbles is number one because the variety, the taste, it's great when you first put the milk in. It gets better when it gets soggy, and not every cereal can do that. Some cereals are bad when they get soggy.
Like
Corn Chex is bad. They break apart when they're soggy. They shred in the water, in the milk. But yeah, Fruity Pebbles to me. And here's a tip too, not just a fat man eating tip, as Bonesy said. Here is a single man dishwashing tip. If you do not rinse that bowl out immediately, those Fruity Pebbles turn into Gorilla Glue, and they stick to the bowl, and they are fucking impossible to get off. No Diddy. They are impossible to get off. So you have to rinse the bowl out immediately.
Now, let me ask you this, because you have Fruity Pebbles on your list, and I have Fruit Loops on my list. What's the difference to you?
Green. Fruit Loops turns your poops green. As green as the green above us right now, man. You eat 2-3 bowls of Fruit Loops, your poop will be jet colored. I guarantee you.
I mean, the taste, though.
Listen, Fruit Loops is 6. Fruit Loops is 6. It's right there.
Okay.
It's not. If
it's not.
If I walk in to my kid's house and they have Fruit Loops, I'm like, oh shit, let me have both Fruit Loops.
Yeah.
But with me buying, I'm going to buy others before. Yes, this is the downside of it. Very well said, Daniel. Fruity Pebbles would always flip them off because his fat ass is chasing around the last 10 pebbles in the bowl with my spoon, trying to eat them all up.
That's so funny.
It's
good one, Merv.
And then you got to turn into like a fucking scientist and wiggle the milk to wash them off the side to then bring them down so you can like tilt the bowl. And like, you know what they need to come up with? Not just a spoon, like a pool skimmer. And that's how you got to get the, wow, I just get rich.
Oh, hey.
Oh, did I just get rich? I should go on Shark Tank and be like, you're in fucking Fruity Pebbles and you can't get them all? Daniel, I'm cutting you in because you triggered this genius idea. You get like a spoon that's like mesh, like a scooper, and then just go around, scoop them.
Like what you catch the fish with.
Yeah. Yes. Like you're skimming your pool. Like you want to get the net and just let the fluid go through. That's what she said. No, Diddy. And then you can get all the Fruity Pebbles. Oh, Snowball. As a kid, that would have been in my top 3 as a kid. As a kid, it was Cheerios and Alpha Bits would have been up there with Fruity Pebbles as a kid.
Alpha Bits were like fun. They were fun to look at, but taste-wise, I don't know. I mean, like they were kind of plain for me. Sorry, Snowball.
That's fine. But as a kid with the letters, and when you would see a word at the end, even if the word was duh, you were excited. Like, oh, that's a word. Bonesy coming
Oh,
in, a cereal
like the
spoon skimmer. We are
SpaghettiOs.
extra fat in here, and I'm excited for it. You never know where the conversation on these shows are gonna go.
Sunday shenanigans, the real Sunday shenanigans
Yeah.
show.
Yeah, fucking
I love that. I love that idea. The cereal spoon skimmer. It even has a like
you
a
know what? We might not even need to go.
alliteration.
We might not need the GoFundMe. We get this to market fast enough. We might all have season tickets.
I mean,
We
we
can
need the
relocate
ShamWow
Hank and his
guy.
daughters down to New Jersey if we get this on the market fast enough.
We need the ShamWow.
Oh, he froze. He said,
ShamWow.
you froze.
ShamWow.
We missed your joke. You froze, and you froze when you said we need a ShamWow. If somebody can go back and take a screenshot of him frozen and maybe edit something next to his head and send it to me, that would be great. What did you say though?
I said ShamWow. The ShamWow guy.
Nice.
We need him selling these cereal spoon skimmers.
Oh, Chris, with alphabets, I always saved my name or Jets. Nice.
Nice. Between that and what
Tricks.
the
Yeah, I was never Tricks.
no, me either.
I don't know. My dad loves cereal too. My dad loves cereal. And he would have to buy cereal and hide it from me because if there was cereal, when I was growing up, I was always out playing for 10, 12 hours a day. And I always drank a ton of, like, I would go through a gallon of milk in 2 days, just me. Like, I would drink a glass of milk. I would have cereal. I always had milk. And my dad would have to buy cereals and hide them. Like, he would buy cereals I didn't like just because he knew they would last. Like Kix was one that he would buy sometimes.
Oh, I hated Kix.
Yeah, I did too. He knew it was safe.
So like Raisin Bran and
anything with peanut butter, he had to hide. Anything with peanut butter, he had to hide. Nutter Butters had to be hidden. Vienna Fingers,
like
which were those similar, those had to be hidden.
I love those. Oh man,
rice pudding. If he bought rice pudding, it was gone. I would have the rice pudding gone before him and my mother were done unloading the truck. I wouldn't even help. I would just be ripping through the bags looking for the rice pudding to eat because the Food Town rice pudding was so good.
You speaking my fat boy language right there. Woo. Nutter Butters and Vienna Fingers were probably one of my favorite cookies. But like any like the duplex ones, those are so good.
All right, Raul's not a fan of alphabets. He'd rather eat a block of government cheese.
No, I wouldn't go that far. But government cheese actually is underrated. Government cheese is underrated. I had plenty of that.
Captain Crunch, you said before, like, I don't know if you saw my face when you said it, but I was not a fan of your comment, and I'm going to take you to task on it right now. Captain Crunch, you have to let sit and get soggy, or else you will feel like fucking Freddy Krueger did the backstroke in your fucking mouth. You rip the top of your mouth. What do you not have sensation in the top of your mouth?
You eat that joint crunchy. You can't like let it sit and get soggy.
What?
It's like,
what do you use, the small spoon for safety measures?
No, it's like wet rat, like eating like wet rag. Like I don't want to eat soggy Captain Crunch.
Yeah, but
there's an in between. There's an in between. Like there's a maybe a 30-second waiting period. But if you go too long, if you go 45 seconds, you might be done. It might be soggy, and I throw away soggy Captain Crunch, like literally, like can't do it. It's like it's a barometer, man.
Oh,
you can't.
I didn't even get to the second part of his comment. Just got tickets for the opener.
Nice.
Home opener or season opener? You coming to the Patriots, or is that I know we got some new people popping in the chat. The link that's pinned is a GoFundMe. It is to help assist Hank, who is the new recipient of the. If you go to around the 45, 50-minute mark, I'll have the video cut up tomorrow and shared. But Hank wrote an email about how he became a Jet fan, some of the troubles he went through in life, and he's never been to a Jet home game. So Hank G, who you guys always see in the chat here, is going to be the recipient. And instead of super chats or memberships to the channel, home opener. All right, nice. Now we're getting serious. Now Big Fella will be at the home opener too.
Nice.
Knob will be there also.
That's awesome to hear.
Shout out to Knob, who's gifted many memberships to the channel. And
Knob deep, man.
That's hooked a lot of you guys up. All right, now let's do a different. It's not so much a list. Let's name obscure cereals. Mr. T cereal. Remember Mr. T cereal?
Yeah, hell yeah, I do. I pity the fool.
Hell yeah.
Eat my cereal.
Oh, wow, that's actually really good. Wait, do that again.
I pity the fool. Eat my cereal.
I thought he was here.
Obscure cereals. Kaboom with the crazy clown. Do you remember that cereal?
Which one? I was reading in the chat. I'm sorry.
Kaboom.
Guess who stepped in the room? SSWW. No,
it was the don't. Fake. It was the fake.
I need a picture. Take a picture and put it in the Discord. Hey, Charles, I see you're here too. All right, at least this time Charles came in nice.
Charles,
what is good, gentlemen? The other day he came in, he's like, "What up, bitches?"
He was like, "What's up, bitches?" I was like, "Oh, Charles, he getting ghetto on us."
There were so many. There was Booberry. There was Frankenberry.
Oh yeah, I like Crunchberry. Crunchberry.
You don't remember Mr. T cereal? Oh yeah, it was a yellow box, I believe, with Mr. T on the front.
Yep.
Grape nuts.
You know what?
I ate a whole box of Raisin Bran one time because back in this is when I was still with the kid's mom, and I bought Raisin Bran, and I drank, and I smoked, and I ate the entire box of Raisin Bran, and the next morning I couldn't figure out why everything I had ever eaten decided to evacuate at one time, and she's like, "You know that's what bran does, right? You fucking idiot! It makes you poop." And I'm like, "I'm gonna be late for work."
Hold on. Before we get off the Mr. T subject, I almost wore this shirt.
Oh, apple cinnamon Cheerios is the best Cheerios. Apple cinnamon Cheerios is the best. And I hate that they don't do like the family size box with that one. Or it's hard to find.
Almost wore this shirt tonight.
No way. That's amazing. That's great. I feel like Frosted Cheerios, like they're trying to tell you that Cheerios were healthy for you, but then they went into, hold on. I got to get Boomtowns next. Cheerios are supposed to be so good and healthy for you, but then they're like, Frosted Flakes, we'll make Frosted Cheerios. Like, what is it? Am I getting healthy with Cheerios? Or are you going to fucking lather it up with like chocolate cake icing and fucking make it not healthy?
It's like, I'm good for your heart, but not good for your diabetes. Yes, I remember Flutie Flakes.
If you guys remember John Valby, Dr. Dirty, he was an elite piano player. If you listen to Opie and Anthony, he was a piano player, and he was like a fucking elite piano player, but he did naughty, dirty songs with it. And we went to go see him at Club Abyss. He was performing, and we were like college age, and we all went. We were 20, 21, so we were drinking outside beforehand, those of us who couldn't get served. And we go in, and this is 98, 99, and he does a thing called knock, knock. And the girl, who's there? He goes, Ben Coates. And everyone goes, Ben Coates who? Because this is when Drew Bledsoe went to Buffalo. And he goes, Ben Coates his dick with Fruity Flakes so Drew Bledsoe could see what a real quarterback tastes like. At the gangbang, we used to fuck our brains out all night long. Back in our prime, we used to gangbang all the time. Knock, knock, who's there? Britney Spears. Britney Spears who? Britney spears my eyes with her young succulent nipples at the gangbang. Google Dr. Cool. Dr. Dirty, John Valby, and gangbang, and you will hear just all the different ones he did. Whenever he'd go to a different city, he had a new one, and yeah, it was great. It was great. He did a thing where he said, I need guys to come up on stage, and we're going to see if we can get more guys or more women. And the guys, if you get up on stage, you're going to moon the crowd. And I need more women to then get up to flash the crowd. So it's like bingo hall tables. Yeah, I know. Another one of Nick's random fucking drinking stories. I know. So it's bingo hall layout with those long, like 18-foot tables, and the ones that bend in half, and they fold up into like an A. And when he calls for the guys, we go flying. Me being the young idiot, I hop up on the table and start running on the table to get up. Now another guy is about 10 feet behind me, following me. I stepped on the one table and it bent and went up. And this guy got like decapitated and went down underneath. And then the table dropped on top of him. And I didn't know any of this until after the fact.
Oh, geez.
But it was unintentional. And then we went up, we mooned, and then the women went up. And man, if there was phones back then that worked.
Should I be worried if that guy's, one day shows up in the chat? Wanting to
he
seek revenge.
He's on permanent concussion protocol. They said his head he fell through, and then the table closed when I stepped off of it and just crushed him.
Oh my goodness. Boom, correct me if I'm wrong. The Fruity Flakes weren't they he did a lot of Wheaties boxes for a while, and then that transferred into him doing actual Fruity Flakes.
G.I. Joe cereal.
G.I. Joe.
Ghostbusters.
I remember. Pac-Man, definitely.
Did you guys know if you put another one that we should have mentioned, and I can't believe didn't get mentioned, Lucky Charms, the marshmallows. Fantastic.
See, I'm not marshmallows and cereal for me. Just didn't. It didn't jibe for me like Trix and.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there was a Instagram video. I don't know if I sent it to you. If you you pour them in a bowl, you put a little bit of milk, and then you put them in the microwave for 18 seconds, the marshmallows blow up. So your bowl is now gigantic marshmallows instead of the little marshmallows. Wait a minute. Bobby, the song My Tongue's Like a Cradle? Is that that's a Dr. Dirty song? I'd have to hear it to see if I remember it. I remember the Gangbang song. Yeah, I used to. You can order just the marshmallows. My kids told me about this. You can order just Lucky Charms marshmallows without the cereal.
Now, what about Cookie Crisp? Were you a fan of that one, Cookie Crisp? That was one that
I wanted real cookies. I wanted real cookies.
That one like confused me. Like it was cookies in cereal. It was supposed to be cookies in cereals, but they really didn't taste like cookies. So they made me wanting. Lucky Charms. I like the commercials though. Definitely Lucky Charms commercials were probably the best cereal commercial of all the cereals because that damn leprechaun and the kids, and there was always a story about how the Lucky Charms were being hidden or somebody was after me Lucky Charms, like all that. I mean, there was storyline to it. It was probably the best commercial of all the cereal commercials, in my opinion.
Oh, Tony the Tiger was pretty good though, man.
Yeah, but all he did was say like, they're great. I mean,
Oh,
there
but there
wasn't
was a
much.
little bit of adventure to it, like that led up to that.
eh,
That was like his what do you call it? Signature line.
That was it, though. It was just a signature line. It wasn't like, I mean, Lucky Charms was like the Dora Explorer of, cereal commercials. They had to explore, and they were after. There was mystery, intrigue, suspense. What was going on with the charms? It was a lot. As a kid, it was a lot in the storyline.
Jetted out. Thank you for the super chat. The King of Queens episode, Arthur Salty Cereal. I'll have to check that one out. I was a big King of Queens fan.
Yeah, I don't remember that one.
Rice Krispies with a sliced banana and sugar on top. But that's additives that made it better, right? Like you needed sugar on Rice Krispies, and as a kid, I would put tons of sugar on there.
That's the thing.
Tons of sugars.
Rice Krispies was a gimmicky cereal because it was snap, crackle, and pop. But when you got to the brass tacks, it wasn't a good tasting cereal.
No, you had to add to it. Like the cereals I'm talking about stand alone by themselves. Like Rice Krispies are just dry. But if you put in a banana and then you put in some sugar on top of it or a little cinnamon, then now you're creating the flavor. You're manufacturing the flavor.
The cornflakes was the same way.
I'm going to ask you guys something. Have you ever had a glass of milk and just put sugar in it? No cereal, just had a glass of milk and put sugar in it. Years ago, you've done that.
I mean, that's like the ghetto quick. That's the ghetto Bosco or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, quick.
Years ago, I was at Optimum. I was a cable guy, and this old guy from one of the islands, Cornelius, he comes into the break room in the morning. He pours himself a glass of milk, adds sugar to it, and microwaves it for like 30 seconds. He takes it out and just he stirs it up and he starts drinking it. And I was like, what did you just do? And he had like a James Earl Jones type of voice. He goes, have you ever had cereal? I go, yeah, a lot of cereal. He goes, did you ever put sugar on the cereal? I go, of course. He goes, did you ever drink the milk at the end? And I go, yeah. He goes, isn't that the most delicious milk you've ever had in your life? And I go, fuck. He goes, you are welcome. Good day. He just walks out. And I'll never forget Cornelius because of that. Broke it down so simply, but it's like right in front of you and you don't realize it.
Well, see, I mean, like an old, like Puerto Rican trick was, when you had cornflakes, you'd take the milk and you heat it up, and then you'd put the heated milk on the cornflakes, and even without sugar, it sweetens the milk. It like takes the milk and it just makes it a little bit more sweet when it's warmed up, and you pour that on the milk, and it was just like a nice hot milk and cereal kind of deal. That's the only way that I would eat cornflakes in the past.
This is why does
have a good night, Dark Soldier.
Yeah, buddy. Take care, man. Why does drinking orange juice with cereal and milk taste so good, but if you put OJ in your cereal and milk, it's gross? I've never been an orange juice for breakfast person in my entire life. I've never had it. I'll just have the milk in the cereal. I've never been. I can't answer this. I mean, I know putting the OJ in there is gross, but I've never been the
If you
type to
put
have.
the
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I was going to get to that. Wrong verb. Good call. Yeah, you put cookies in a glass, and then you put milk in, and then you start to compress it, and then you add more, and you basically
yeah.
make a cookie oatmeal out of it, and you just keep compressing the cookies and breaking them down, and add more milk, compress, add more cookies, compress, and then that's the best. Milk from Cinnamon Toast Crunch is the best. It is definitely
Milk from
elite. That was
Cinnamon
my number
Toast
3, and I
Crunch.
mentioned it.
Yep, and Apple Jacks gives that same vibe, and that I love that. It's out of all the milks, it's probably the best tasting milk, with the exception of my number one, Captain Crunch. Because for me, Captain Crunch is just a level above levels. Milk, the way that the milk tastes. Absolutely. Are we missing any like good cereals that
I'm
didn't make
trying
the
to
list?
think. You know what? I mean, we did. If we did, there was WWF cereal, wasn't there?
Oh shit, I don't remember that one.
I mean, not that it was good. I'm just trying to think. All right, let's see what Google has to say. I don't want best cereals for diabetics. I don't want best cereal for weight loss. I want best cereals of all time.
I say it got you like
This phone fucking listens to
Googleized.
me too much.
Yeah. It has
All
you
right.
Googleized.
I think we mentioned all these. So according to
Yeah.
Google, Frosted Flakes, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Honey Nut Cheerios, Captain Crunch, Lucky Charms, Rice Krispies, Cheerios, Fruit Loops, Cocoa Puffs, Apple Jacks, Honey Bunches of Oats, Fruity Pebbles, Raisin Bran, Frosted Mini Wheats, Reese's Puffs, Cookie Crisp, Special K, Wheaties, check. Cornflakes, I forgot cornflakes. I will house
I said cornflakes.
cornflakes.
Yeah.
Okay. Corn Pops, Golden Grams, Tricks, Cocoa
Oh,
Krispies.
Corn Pops. Corn Pops is a good one. I remember liking those little nuggets of corn, sweet nuggets of corn.
All right. Now to the important stuff for those of you that are not diabetic. The 12 unhealthiest cereals. Honey Smacks, Kellogg's Smart Start breakfast cereal, Fruity Pebbles, Honey O's, Kellogg's Raisin Bran Crunch, Golden Crisp. Oh, Rice Krispie Treats. The Rice Krispie clusters. Now that had the marshmallow in it, so that was delicious. That's one that's not on here.
The clusters, yeah, I remember those.
Malto Meal Golden Puffs. I don't want the top 5 healthiest.
All right, Johnny, did you mention that Malto Meal?
In 2021, the consumer demand is a measure of the number of consumers on Amazon shopping for a given type of item during a given period. It was a tight battle for the most popular cereal in 2021, but Cinnamon Toast Crunch just edged out Rice Krispies to claim the crown. Now, let me add this. I think Rice Krispies gets purchased just as much for cereal as it does for soccer moms trying to make Rice Krispies.
The squares.
Homemade.
Yeah, the squares.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it kind of boosts the sales, and it's not so much a cereal purchase.
Yeah, it's skewed.
Have you ever had a Fruity Pebble treat?
Yeah, I have
Instead
actually.
of the Rice Krispie
really
treats?
good. Yeah, really good. Yeah,
those are good. Diabetically phenomenal. Let me see something. All right. Nice. Charles, you never had Fruity Pebbles? Are you allowed to have Fruity Pebbles? If you're allowed to have Fruity Pebbles, Nick will get you a box of Fruity Pebbles. We will have that at the preseason tailgate.
I'll bring the milk. Let's do it.
Give me 1 second.
Is there any international cereals out there that hey boom? Any cereals that besides fruity flakes that you grew up with, or anyone else?
Hank G, I just put $10 in. You're at 220 in your GoFundMe, brother. I obviously am ineligible from winning or being in any of the wheels. I have no interest in anything but helping you guys out and thanking somebody. Even though it's randomized, I have zero interest. My name will not be in there. But we're at 220. So
Yeah, that's awesome. All right. Well, what do you think, my friend? We're gonna need a rain check from Mr. Boy Green.
I mean, he said it would be rough. I'm not holding it against him. He said,
oh no, definitely not.
He had family coming in. He's like, pencil me in. If I can make it, I'll make it. But yeah, we'll get him on another day. We'll get him
Most
on for
definitely.
sure another day. He's got some good stuff going on. I'm happy for him.
Excellent news. Any other cereals before we wrap this up?
Now let's talk oatmeal.
Apple cinnamon, baby. That's my number one in the clubhouse.
Maple brown sugar. Get yourself in check.
Oh, see, now we got to go there. Apple cinnamon, man. If you love Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Apple Jacks, you got to go with the apple cinnamon, my friend.
Nope.
That's where it's
I'm
at.
diabetic. Maple brown sugar.
But
Can't
I mean,
beat it.
taste-wise.
Oh, God. When we were kids and you would open up the packet and dump it in the bowl and the sugar would be a block.
The granule, yeah.
It would be in a block. Oh, that was the best when you saw a big block come out. You didn't even eat it. You just you ate it right then and there, dry. You didn't put water in the bowl yet. And then you added sugar after the fact because you took all the sugar out. But that rock block of brown sugar that would fall out of the oatmeal packet. Oh, that was the greatest joy as a kid.
You couldn't wait.
Yes.
You just eat it. Wow.
Yep. The sweetest, brownest thing I've ever had in my mouth. No diddy. When a friend of mine, his stepmom would make her own moonshine, and she would make apple cinnamon with the cinnamon sticks in there.
Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, there's a lot of different liqueurs that Puerto Ricans make with the cinnamon sticks. Yeah, most definitely.
All right, Dave, you're about 6 days away from your month, buddy. You've that was, dude. That was crack for a kid. That block of brown sugar would come out, man, and you would feel the package very gently because you didn't want to break it up, and you'd be like, oh, it's gonna be a good one, and then you open it up, and then it powderized, and you're like, ah, fuck.
And then what do you do? You got the block and you ate it. What do you do with the rest of the oatmeal?
Oh, you put water in, then you microwave it. I couldn't wait for all that.
Yeah.
I microwaved it, and then I would add a splash of milk into it for flavor, and then I would sprinkle an unhealthy amount of sugar on top.
A sugar in it,
Yeah.
Okay. So you just substitute what you eat in that block, and then substitute it with the granulated white sugar, the domino sugar.
And just to be clear, I've never got hooked on brown sugar. White sugar was more of my thing as an adult. So never. Just to fill in the blanks that everybody's probably thinking in their head right now. Oh, that explains a lot about him. No, it wasn't. It wasn't that ever. Never, ever.
Gee, what are we talking about?
Just sugar. sugar.
Just sugar.
Random shout out to Motley Crue.
Pour some sugar on me.
Wait, Mr.
No, did he?
Brownstone was Guns N' Roses. Motley Crue had, what was the one that they had? I forget. I knew they had a song about it too. Bonesy, we had a whole goddamn Jet show planned. And Boy Green's got some life circumstance going on. He's celebrating with his family that came out. He said he would try to make it, but couldn't guarantee it. He's like, pencil me in for 10, but I can't fully commit. I was like, all right, it's a holiday weekend. I didn't want to ask somebody else, and then Boy Green does make it, and then it's awkward, and we got like, you know,
the Brady Bunch.
Your wife is there, and then like your side is there at the same time. You're like, oh, I asked you, but now you're here. Oh, this is an awkward wedding. Well, that's racist. There's nothing racist. I just prefer the white sugar. God damn it.
Equal opportunity sugar.
It's what my mother bought. God damn it. That opinion was passed down from generation to generation in my home. Nothing against the brown sugar. But I tell you right now, if you put confectioner sugar in my house, it would look like a fucking Colombian tent in the woods in the morning. If I came in from drinking and there was confectioner sugar in the house, I would be like, yes, please. And my mother would be like, I can always tell when you're drinking. There's either jelly all over the counter or there's fucking white powder. Little did she know.
That ain't sugar, Mom.
Well, Boone, this is what the shenanigans are. This is what the shenanigans are. Like I said, we can't do the list that we had planned because we planned this list. And I know I'm explaining this to him, even though he's just busting my balls, but it's for everyone else. We had a list that probably with the three of us would have taken up an entire hour. So now we're just filling up time here. We literally we put time and work into this show and to produce it, and then fortunate circumstances hit. So we're going on the fly and we're having fun. We'll make it up. We promise.
Boom. Are you not entertained? Cereal does not entertain you?
Oh my God. Can we fucking ban him? Snowball, can you mute Boomtown for 5 minutes? There's only one Jet show on tonight with actual shenanigans, and that's on Twitter. Wow, Boom. Wow. Here you go, Boom. For your favorite segment later, tonight I learned that Nick hates Boomtown's fucking guts.
the maple assassin. That is Boomtown.
Damn. Chopping me down like a maple tree. Wow.
The maple
Mamba. You know what, Boomtown? This is why we chose the better Canadian, Hank. There you go, Boom. There you go. You're not even the best Canadian in the chat tonight, motherfucker.
Flutie flake that, motherfucker.
Snowball, I give you proper permission to execute. No. Boom's good. Boom's good. I don't want him to leave to go over to Twitter and be like, hey guys, you're the best.
Boom.
That's what you guys should do. That's what we should do. Let me see if they're still on. Okay. It's still going on. The guy's name is Reptar. And he's got 16 people listening right now. Oh, you can't type comments. It's just talking in spaces. Damn. I was gonna say we end the show and we all invade the chat and be like, why are you stealing from Proud New York Jet Fan and VR on YouTube? They do Sunday shenanigans. They've been doing it for 4 weeks. Why are you trying to steal their shit, bro? Yes. I
That's
won't say it, but yes, Jason.
yes,
Correct.
that's what I was thinking. Exactly what I was thinking.
Here's another good roast. Is Boy Green there? Yes, he went on that show instead. This is why I love the chat, man.
God,
This is why I
so
love the chat.
awesome.
You got to be able to laugh at this shit. Some people like will go on and not like to share the jokes. Like if they get roasted in the chat, fuck that, man. If I'm gonna roast, I love being roasted because you guys know how much I love laughing, right? If you make me laugh, oh, that's even more fun for me because I'm so used to cracking the jokes. Very well
Hey, like
done.
people don't have original ideas anymore. I just don't get it. You know, it's that's sad.
No, Bobby, not tonight, buddy. I've been up all day and I really can't wait to watch the show. This is the beginning of the long goodbye. All right, let's wrap this up. It's 2:10. I want to be off by 2:16, which probably be a record for me for lasting 5.5 minutes. What did we learn tonight? What did we learn tonight? All right, we got the first one in here. Tonight I learned the Boy Green likes Shake Aspen more than he likes Nick. Words hurt, man. Words hurt. Sometimes you go too far. Not very nice. You know what? I'll start off. VR, you got one? Did you learn anything tonight?
I learned that you like the cinnamon, the brown sugar better than the apple cinnamon, and mostly because of the little block of sugar that used to come out of the packet when you poured it out. I got to try that one day. I've never had that.
I learned that my sunburn's peeling on my arm.
Oh, that's been happening all week, buddy.
No, the peeling just started on the arm here. You know what I learned today? And I know we roast each other in the chat and everyone and everything a lot. I learned that the big fella is a really fucking awesome dude who contributed $100 to Hank and the GoFundMe for Hank. So that's what I learned today. I learned that I got a lot of respect, more so than I already did for the big fella. He's been a great supporter of the channel through super chats and membership. But today it went to another level, and much respect to the big fella for helping Hank out. And then after that, he's like, you know what? I just donated $100. Fuck, I might as well go enjoy this day too. So even better.
Big fella is awesome.
If you're still here, big fella, that's what I learned today. I learned that you're fucking even more awesome than I already thought, buddy.
He's the big homie.
No joke on that one tonight.
No, he's good. He's good people.
We learned something about Tomlinson and everyone's cereal. Yes, we did. Oh, Tomlin. Okay.
Tomlin.
Raul learned that we all love kids' cereal still. Like, well, it's delicious.
If I can eat it every day.
I'm going to teach you a breakfast trick that was used in the 1950s. I'm going to ask everyone, what is breakfast? What have we always heard? Breakfast is what, VR?
It's the most important meal of the day.
Do you know who made that up?
Pray tell. I do not.
In the 1950s, the pork industry with sausage and bacon wanted to increase their sales. And they got together to come up with the slogan that breakfast is the most important part of the day so they could sell more pork products and package it as breakfast food. And that was a pitch that was made up that people have fucking taken to heart and to law for like 75 years, that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. It was a marketing slogan to trick and manipulate people to increase the sales of bacon, and sausage.
Now I've
Right?
learned something. Now I've learned something.
Now you
new.
definitely learn. I learned that cousin Eddie is Nick, and I like Fiber One cereal. I learned that Nick doesn't value our time. Oh, nice. Nice. Assist my suicide. I learned that this show is popular enough for imitators. Nice.
Highest
That's a
form
good
of
thing, right?
flattery.
4 weeks in and we're getting duplicated. I like it. Oh, here we go. This is going to be good. He keeps fucking Canadian notes during the show. What I learned, the world apparently revolves around Nick and his schedule. Nick shits on Aaron Rodgers. Canadian women are a bunch of dirty-ass cheaters. Hank G should be worried about his initiation. The best. Like, I don't want to feel bad, but if you guys are not doing recaps like this, what are you doing with your time? Just
Boom
laughing
is
and hitting your weekend like
absolute-
Bonesy?
Absolutely the best.
Ricky learned that if people talk about cereal long enough, I get the munchies.
Ricky.
Bonesy learned that sugar and milk is delicious. I learned that cereal is very important. Scott learned, I learned that Nick has some good stoner food tricks. And what's crazy was I was never a stoner. I would get stoner munchies from drinking. Snowball, I learned Hank is a superior Canadian to Boomtown. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. I learned that VR had multiple Diddy segments. Yes, he did.
Clip it.
Big fella is awesome. Yes, he is. He's kilometers ahead. Kilometers. I've learned that Boomtown has to explain to us what kilometers is. What is a kilometer?
That's a Royale with cheese.
Mark, you should have known this already, but tonight he learned that VR has some awesome shirts. Thanks for watching, Mark.
This one.
Jet up. I learned that VR can't remember the name of the kid from Home Alone. Nice, Ricky. See, this is why I love this. There's little things that happen throughout the show. I learned Boy Green likes making sweet, passionate love to his fiance. Maybe they're working on that now. I learned that. Yes, Drunk Johnny boy coming in. He does do a good Mr. T impersonation. Kids will never experience the godly feeling of waking up to bowls of cereal and say, "Oh yeah." Oh. Now they get stupid fucking YouTubers.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Most important, yeah. Yeah, Bonesy. I think this is it was a marketing ad in the 50s, bro. I'm not bullshitting you. The pork industry wanted to increase sales and production, and they figured the best way to do it was to create a campaign. That's the word I was looking for, a campaign, that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and that you should start off with a hearty breakfast, like eggs and sausage and bacon. And they made it. You're ruining my vibe.
My vibe.
Next time you go have bacon and sausage for breakfast, which I have all the time, just be like, this is a fucking scam.
4 cups of coffee. Now he's speaking my language. That's definitely me. 4 cups of coffee.
Wrong verb. I learned that loving white sugar can get you canceled. I learned that we can all get rich off of a spoon skimmer for cereal. Yes.
For cereal. We need the ShamWow guy for that.
Bernard learned that Home Alone was great. Oh, where we got here? What I've learned is that A-Rod going to call audibles for Brees Hall and get 2,000 all-purpose yards. You must have dipped out and watched another show.
Maybe the other Shenanigans show?
You're the best, Nick, and not Nick Wright. Thank you.
Nick Wright.
Yeah.
Miles instead of kilometers.
I think we are. Did you ever watch, if you guys want to have fun after the show ends, with your pants on, Johnny, Google or search on YouTube, Robin Williams golf. And Robin Williams breaks down how the game of golf was created in Scotland. And it is, if I could play it, I would play it, but I'm not going to chance getting demonetized. But go Google Robin Williams golf routine, and he literally pretends to be drunk Scotsman in a bar trying to figure out how to create the game of golf. And I don't know why, when went miles to kilometers, I thought of that. But yeah, Boomtown, it's phenomenal. It's worth another watch, right? It's always worth another watch. I learned the pork industry didn't need to lie to me to get me to want to eat good breakfast foods. But Scott, back then it wasn't a breakfast food. To us now, it is. It's the greatest scam of all time, in my opinion.
Seriously, nobody eats pork chops or pork loin, for breakfast, but they eat sausages and stuff.
Yeah.
Now, so.
What if cereal nowadays was like, listen, dinner is the most important meal of the day, and you need to eat cereal for dinner. Number one, sold. Oh, stop. No need to pull my arm. Okay, I'll do it.
Pancakes or something like that. That'd be me.
Dude, I hopped up on there and sprinted, Bonesy.
And decapitated someone.
Maybe.
They may or may not have been people hurt during the climbing of Nick's tables.
Hold on, I'm going to check something. VR, what do you got in closing, brother?
Great show tonight.
Don't lie to them.
Boy, late arrivals, guests who didn't show up. I mean, hey, we're going to make it work either way. We're going to have fun with you guys. We're going to do the shenanigans, and it's going to be us and you against the world. Imitators need not be present. Let's go.
1920s. Edward Bernays, using the psychological tactics, successfully convinced the public that breakfast was crucial for their well-being. And then it came in later with the pork industry, when they started selling more meats for breakfast. But, sir, thank you. Where are you at? I forgot what you said. Where are you?
I'm in Orlando. I forget what this hotel is, like Lowe's down in Orlando by Universal. Did SeaWorld with the kiddo, and then did Universal yesterday and today, and then we're bugging out tomorrow for Monday. But good time. Kiddo had a good time. This is kind of his like 5th grade. He's graduating this week, so this is his little graduation present too.
Nice.
He can have some fun.
Nice. Awesome. Well, safe travels home, brother.
Thank you, sir.
And, thank you for hanging out. I appreciate you making it happen, even though you're over there. Oh, nah.
Yeah.
You missed the whole thing, nah. We even talked about you. Great.
Yes.
Now we're going to start the show over.
All right. Welcome again to Nick at Night.
Wait till you hear the story about Hank G. For those just joining, Knob, the GoFundMe, Hank G is going to be the recipient. We're going to get him to the home opener. The big fella donated $100 to the fund. He then also purchased tickets to go to the home opener. So we got a couple more people who will be there, and it's going to be fun.
Got a gang of people.
Yeah, it's going to be wild. It's going to be a good time. I feel bad if you're a Patriots fan coming to that game.
Woo!
But all right, sir. Thank you so much.
All right. Everybody
yawning.
in the chat, peace. Have a safe rest of your Memorial Day weekend. Enjoy. If you're traveling anywhere, safe travels. If you're home just having a bowl of cereal, enjoy that. Make sure you slurp up that milk really good. On that note,
Diddy. No Diddy. And if you're Johnny, Leave your wife alone. She doesn't want to be touched. She's had enough of you. Let the poor woman rest. But for everyone else, if you got that special someone there with you, walk up to her, give her a hug from behind, pull her in tight, and say, "That's from Nick." Good night, everybody.